How do you explain to a non-Muslim that loves music when they ask us about the status of music in Islam? I think we need a lot more time for workshops. What are you talking about music to a non-Muslim for? Huh? When so many Muslims here in Malaysia listen to it themselves, what are you going to tell them? Oh, in Islam we have the ayah here, it's in Surah Al-Mukminuun, chapter 31, verse 6. We have the hadith, it's here in Sahih Bukhari. And it says in volume 6, hadith number 494b, that this is a non-Muslim. Even the Muslims are not listening to you. Why are you going to tell non-Muslims about it? Well, they asked me. And when any non-Muslim asks you any question, I'm going to have to stop with this. When any non-Muslim asks you any question, harsh question, easy question, mediocre question, question about music, whatever they start with, first smile and say, thank you for asking me about my religion. Islam is based on two very important principles, truth and proof. I cannot lie to you, otherwise I go to hell. And even if I make a mistake, we can check it out because everything of Islam is recorded and there's not two Islams. There's not two prophets of Islam like Muhammad and somebody else. There's not two different messages coming here, optional. It's not two Qur'ans, it's not two gods. It's very simple. La ilaha illallah. So let me start by saying this before I answer your question, that we believe that there is only one God, and He is the only God, and all worship is for Him, obedience is to Him, any laws are coming from Him are indisputable, and we cannot make something to cancel that. Do you accept that's the truth or not? If they say no, let's go on to the subject and talk about Allah. If they say yes, then let's go to the next subject, which is Muhammad or Rasulullah. Do you accept that? If they say no, then let's talk about that. Until they accept that. Because if you ask me what's Islam say about music, how can I tell you about what it says if you don't know what the sources mean? Huh? It doesn't make any sense. Islam says, I have to treat you really nice. Do you like that? He goes, yeah. Islam says, I have to give you things because you're my neighbor. You like that? Yeah, yeah. I have to give you food. Really? You mean I don't have to work anymore? Not really. As long as you're my neighbor, I got to feed you regardless of your financial condition or whatever. If you don't have food, I got to take care of you. Did you know that? Even if he doesn't want to work, you still have to feed him and his family because he's your neighbor. That's Islam. Even he said he's lazy, so you still got to feed him. See, we don't think about that. So let's talk about what's Islam first so you understand. When you say, what does Islam say? Where does it come from? It comes from Quran and Sunnah. Do you know what's Quran? It's in Arabic language. Have you heard about the Quran? Allah's Quran.com. You want to know about the Prophet? ProphetIslam.com. You want to know about Allah? You want to know about the Prophet? GodAllah.com. Allah's Quran.com. ProphetIslam.com. You want to know about why we believe in God? What's the proof? ScienceIslam.com. I'm giving you the wrap up in the last few minutes along with answering the question, actually. And this is not offensive. This doesn't offend anybody. You're just explaining where you're getting your answer from. But we want to know more about the position of music in Islam. It won't really matter until you start praying. Once you start doing your salat, then we can talk about that. So when you're ready to accept Islam and do the salah, we can get back to you on the music. It's easy. Because, by the way, when you learn about doing salah, you'll figure out why music is not such a great deal. You go, Allahu Akbar, Subhanakallah, oh, where was I? Oh, yeah. Rahman Rahim. And by the way, wherever you are, especially in the Masjid, ask the brothers and sisters to turn off their little toys, music makers, sound effects, because this is not a small matter. When you interrupt people's prayers, this is a very serious thing. We use a sutra in front of us when we pray so nobody can interrupt our prayer by walking in front of us. How about the one who's interrupting your prayer with boing, 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 jingle bells, jingle all the way. In the Haram in Saudi Arabia, people coming from outside of Saudi Arabia, bringing their little toys with them, and you're trying to pray, and the guy next to you, we wish you a Merry Christmas. If you don't know, it's one thing. But when somebody has told you, brothers, turn off your cell phones, and you go, I'll just put it on vibrate. Huh? Have you seen that? You're praying next to a guy. It's happened to me. Right next to my leg, I feel, and I'm like, whoa! The guy got a snake in his pocket. What's that?